All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Organization has raised alarm over alleged intimidation and harassment by the security agencies ahead of the rescheduled general election. Spokesman of the campaign organization, Malam Shehu Garba, said in Abuja that the threat to the lives of the opposition leaders is becoming worrisome.
So the intimidation around the leaders of our party, it started with the big ogas, Ashwaju Bola Tinubu, and the soldiers, my sense is that they're still somewhere lurking around his home, and then Governor Okorocha, and then all of the things around my own home. For what reason? And you can see that the explanations that they are given simply don't add up. They just went there to intimidate so that we will stop what we're doing.
He therefore called on the supporters of the party to remain calm and resolute in the face of the intimidation.
They shouldn't be cowed. No, nobody should give up. And in any case, this should have been anticipated long ago. And I think that people with experience in these matters keep telling us they will do worse things. More is coming. And the thing then is to be resilient and to avoid being provoked. Because what they want is to draw us out. We are bound to victory. We are going to win this election with a landslide. So what do they want? They want us to come and join them in a fracas. They're in the gutter. They want us to join so that we fight and then we scatter everything. So this is the message for our own supporters. No, remain calm even where you are provoked. Take it. That is a price you have to pay for the emergence of General Buhari and Osinbajo.
The main opposition party, APC, has raised alarm that key of its leader are now under security watch in various locations across Nigeria. From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reports.
The ruling party in Nigeria, People's Democratic Party (PDP), has passed a vote of confidence on the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), Professor Attahiru Jega, to conduct March 28 and April 11th general elections. PDP chairman Adamu Muazu made this known to journalists in Abuja after a meeting with its governors and the party's leaders in the National Assembly. Muazu declared that the party has full confidence on INEC leadership and its team to conduct credible, free and fair elections in the country. This came as a result of an earlier press conference by the party's presidential campaign organization spokesman, Femi Fani-Kayode, who accused Jega of working against the party. From Abuja, LM Chukwemeka reports.
Christian leaders in the 19th state of northern Nigeria have declared support for the candidature of APC presidential candidate General Muhammadu Buhari and his running mate Professor Yemi Osinbajo. The Christian leaders, which met under the auspices of Eagle's Eyes Forum, said the country need a change of leadership. The convener of the Abuja meeting, Pastor Amenchi Habu, said the Christian in the north will mobilize support for Buhari in the forthcoming election.
Everybody must go out. Everybody must go out to see how we are going to mobilize for, to make sure that the 19th state, instead you have 85%, we are not talking of 85%, give them the 15%. We want to see if we can have those 19 states. We go to the southwest, if you get little, you go back and then you become the president of Nigeria and then change come. That's what we're looking at. We're not looking at how to make this, no, we need a change.
Speaking at the occasion, General Buhari said his government, if elected as Nigeria's next president, will be neutral on religion issue.
Government has no business preferring one religion to the other. The role of government is to protect lives and properties of citizens and to respect and protect their constitutional rights. one critical freedom that every government must try to protect is the liberty for citizens to exercise their respective faiths, Christians and Muslims or others.
APC presidential candidates also declare that he is not a religion fanatic.
I would like to solemnly declare that in spite of what our destroyers say, I am not a religious fanatic of any sort, and I have never been in all my life. I have never supported extremism of any kind, and nowhere in my record of service to the nation can this false talker, political opponents, have tried so hard to put on me be substantiated. Indeed, it is very unfortunate, and I feel extremely sad that I have to give this type of assurance.
In his remark, the APC vice presidential candidate, Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, lamented the poor social infrastructure in the country.
In our country, we're told we have 110 million extremely poor people, extremely poor. Our country also is the same country where 55,000 women die every year from maternal-related diseases. We have one of the highest rates of infant mortality in the entire world. Diarrheal diseases alone take away over 100,000 people every single year in this country. So this is a country with abundance, but a country with extremely poor people who are suffering every single day. That poverty does not know religion. It doesn't know Christians, it doesn't know Muslims, it doesn't know Hausas, it doesn't know Fulanis, it doesn't know Yorubas or ethics. Poverty is poverty. It affects people in exactly the same way. What Christ expects of us is to take care of the least of these.
The highlight of the event was presentation of the Holy Bible to General Muhammadu Buhari.
On behalf of the Northern Christian Leaders Equal Eye, this is the equal that will be watching your life. This is the equal that will be looking deeply into you. We are now handing over this to you, sir, by the grace of God. Let God give you victory. God give you favor. God give you anointing. God give you victory.
From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reports.
In its effort to ensure that the public is properly sensitized concerning the forthcoming general election, the National Human Rights Commission have formally presented to the public a pre-election advisory report on violence and other conduct ahead of the 2015 general elections. Presenting the report in Abuja, the chairman of the commission, Chidi Odinkalu, said about 58 Nigerians have died as a result of electoral violence, and the commission have received about 61 election-related violent cases in 22 states.
On March 28 and April 11, 2015, our country will, for the 5th time in 16 years, and only the 8th time since independence in 1960, undertake perhaps the closest and most competitive elections in our 54-year post-independence history. Addressed to Nigeria's leaders, politicians, communities, citizens, and friends, this report and advisory explains why the country must turn the page on a long history and worsening history of election violence. To continue on that trajectory, this report demonstrates would seriously endanger not just Nigeria or the human rights of its citizens, but the peace and security of an entire region, whose stability and faith is tied inextricably with that of our country.
He called on the two major presidential candidates, President Goodluck Ebere Jonathan and General Muhammadu Buhari, to record a message to tell their supporters that the election is between brothers and no one's interest is bigger than the nation.
The voice of President Jonathan, hear the voice of General Buhari, together, move away, say, this country belongs to us all, we have a duty to keep it together. And that is, we are offering to broker that, and so we are going to be approaching the presidency. We are going to be going to General Buhari. We are going to be going to Chairman Oyegu. We are going to be going to Chairman Muazu, and we want the four of them together to record this message and launch it. And Nigerians will stay together and bless it. Let us change the message for these elections.
He therefore warned politicians to desist from anything that will cause violence and also reminded them that the Commission will collaborate with the International Criminal Court to arrest and prosecute anyone that goes contrary to the rule. LM Chukwemeka reports.
Nigerian Minister of Power, Professor Chinedu Nebo, has expressed worrisome at the rate of vandalization of power and gas infrastructure across the country. The Minister of Power made this known in Abuja, saying vandalization has become a major setback to power delivery in the country.
There is no justification for gas facility vandalism other than sabotage. Just sabotage to make sure that people don't get the benefit of what the government is doing. Then some of the remedies, the ministries of power, petroleum resources, army, navy, working with the Office of National Security Advisor, are working very hard to make sure that we forestall, we minimize, and eventually stop this madness.
The highlight of the event was signing of memorandum of understanding with various advocacy groups on the campaign against vandalization of power and gas installation in the country. From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reports.